So the question about Korach, one of the questions, is according to the Kabbalah understanding, we know that we have Kohen, Levi, Israel, that the Kohen is the right pillar, Levi is the left pillar, and Israel is the middle pillar. That's also the meditation of the, like, coming up to the Torah, Kohen, Levi, Israel. So according to that principle, what Korach was trying to do, he was trying to relocate himself. Instead of being in the left pillar of the Levi, he wants to take the right pillar of the Kohen. He wants to become to be Kohen. So the same thing that we said about physical, same thing is about spiritual. Meaning, like we have a certain presence that Hashem gave us, physical, whatever it is that we have in our life, same thing, we have certain qualities that is the presence that Hashem gave us, spiritual, right? We have a certain purpose to our creation. When someone is trying to do a job that is not his job, he's not getting paid. You didn't do your job, right? Mm-hmm. That's in the more simple. So, when more deeply, each one of us have connection in his neshama. Our neshama, our soul, is connected to certain places within the spiritual realms, certain sefirot and so on. And if someone is trying to press it, to change his connection, so he cannot force Hashem to connect him to a new place, to connect his neshama to a new place. So he can cut off his connection as if a certain way, but he cannot force the connection in a different place. So he's left with no connection, right? And that's another understanding of what Korach was doing. That he was cutting himself off from being Levi. And he was not able to force Hashem to give him the position in the right pillar as a Kohen. So he was left with no connection. And then by definition, he lost his purpose of his creation. So according to that, and this is not only about Korach, that's generally, the punishment is not a punishment, it's not a revenge. Even though it seems, when you read like the simple verses in the Torah, it seems like a revenge. But the purpose is that everything will get to its tikkun, right? That's the general purpose of the creation, that everything will get to its tikkun. So it's not about revenge, it's about result. When someone is left himself without connection, so it lost its purpose. And then, if it's lost its purpose, so now it will have to be swallowed in the ground, and the soul will be recycled. Right? That's another understanding of what is reincarnation all about. When someone didn't feel his purpose, he didn't get to its tikkun, so he's getting reincarnated to help him to get to his tikkun. So for us, we look at it as a punishment. But in matter of fact, it's not a punishment. It's just the result for our deeds, the result of Korach deeds, for Korach, and it's a way that Hashem is helping us, and also Hashem was helping Korach, to reconnect himself to get to its purpose, to get to its tikkun. And that's something that we have to put in our mind always, that Hashem is not dealing with revenge to us. Yeah? I know that what I'm saying is it's a little bit of a contradiction, maybe a strong contradiction to the simple understanding of the Torah. When you read in the Torah, so it says many times like explicitly that there is revenge. Okay, so there is a dimension like that, but this is our perception. This is our perception. To us, it looks like a revenge. But the higher sense of that, the higher dimensions of those same things, it's all for the purpose of reaching the tikkun. So as long as we are working on our tikkun and we're feeling our purpose, so there's no side of revenge. The revenge is only to redirect us to get to our purpose. And that's also true for Korach. So when we do our meditations, within the meditations of the Arizal was really revealing in Zohar Kodesh, there is a few meditations that are specifically to elevate those sparks that are related with Korach and other people that got it wrong and got certain punishments. So the punishment, again, is just the result. When someone is cutting himself from the source of his abundance, so that's it. He did himself the damage. But in the big picture, it cannot be left like that, because in the big picture, everything have to get to its tikkun. It's just a matter of how and when. But by definition, there's no one little spark that will be left outside, right? If you have a big puzzle and there's a piece that is missing, so you didn't complete the puzzle. Everything is perfect, but there's one piece that is missing, so it's not, and Hashem is perfect. So the creation, by definition, have to get to its perfection in the end of time. So as long as time is passing by, more and more sparks, even those that fell like the deepest, have to get to be elevated. And I think that's what's happening today in the world. That people that got very, very far away from Hashem, they get to a place that they say, I see now that it's only Hashem behind everything. And looking for the way back. B'ezrat Hashem will help all of us to find our way back and to reconnect ourselves to our neshama and to fulfill our purpose. B'ezrat Hashem.
Amen.